It's time for my NES top 5 games of all time. Hey, that actually rhymed. Anyways, so I'm gonna do this top 5 NES games of all time, and these are games that you should play before you die. Or even if you die, just go play them. It doesn't matter. If you're dead in your fucking coffin, just get an NES and fucking play them. I'm sure you can fucking hook up an NES inside the goddamn grave. Anyways, time for number 5. Number 5, Super Mario Brothers 3. Now, I'm not actually going to play this game right now. I'm just going to show you guys a video from X-Raven XP here because, I've already played the game. I don't need to play it again. But if you have not played Super Mario Brothers 3 before, you got to play this game, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is top 5 best NES games ever right here. I remember playing this game like being a little kid and being at, we used to live in an apartment back then, and it was a pretty small apartment. It was like a 2-bedroom, and my mom and dad were there, and I had a brother, and we always played Super Mario, especially 3. This was like our favorite. We had All Stars at the time on Super Nintendo, so it had like the other games too, but we always played 3. 3 was just the best one of all time. And like I remember those days when we'd hook up the Super Nintendo in the living room, and back then we had to use like RF and had to put it on like channel 3 or channel 4. We didn't have HDMI back then, man. Guys, it was a lot more complicated back then. So we had to use RF. We didn't have the AV cables, it was much better. You could see things more clearly on AV. But yeah, we were using the RF cables, and I remember like my mom, she would be in the kitchen, making pancakes or something. I really liked pancakes when I was a kid. I don't eat them so much now that I'm older, but when I was a kid, I really, really loved pancakes. We didn't really grow up with waffles, we didn't have waffle makers back then, so it was all pancakes. And, my mom, she didn't make them from scratch or anything like that. She just, got the box mix. I think it was by Bisquick, and she would just like pour water in it, mix it up, and then just pour it in the pan, and then you got your pancakes right there. And of course you got to have syrup with your pancakes. I was never into like blueberry syrup or all those other flavored syrups. I just like, the classic maple syrup. And we would have that, and that would usually be for breakfast, if she wasn't making scrambled eggs and bacon or something. And then, for lunch, we'd probably just have like a sandwich with like salami and cheese or something. And, this doesn't really have anything to do with Super Mario Brothers 3, but I kind of like talking about this stuff, so I'm going to keep talking about it. Sometimes we would have, like, ramen noodles, just a cheap pack of ramen noodles. That stuff is real good, especially for back then, When you're a kid, especially as a picky kid that didn't eat a whole lot, you were just happy with that stuff, That's all you needed was some ramen, a sandwich, whether it's salami and cheese on it or bologna. That's all we ever had. Or hell, even some cereal, man. Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, that shit was always up in our house, man. You came over and you came over early, and we're gonna have some cereal, man. Have some cereal, watch some cartoons like some DuckTales or some shit, man. It was good times back then. Anyways, on to Super Mario Bros. 3. So you can see this guy, like, he's already on the second level, and this is kind of what makes this game so great and, like, one of the top 5 NES games of all time, because you get to these levels, and you can kind of grind like this guy's doing, to get a bunch of extra lives, but I don't think you really need to do that, because this is kind of an easy game, and that's one of the best things about this game, is that, anyone can just pick up and play it, and, you can beat it pretty easily. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill. I don't know why this guy is like farming all these lives. I think that's kind of unnecessary. But, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Another thing I like about this game is you have all these costumes. Like, you didn't have this stuff in Mario Brothers 1 or that fucking lame-ass Mario Brothers 2. Who liked Mario Brothers 2? I'm not talking about the Japanese version. I'm talking about the American version where you had, like, where you could play as, like, Princess Peach and Luigi had that weird fucking jump where he's going like this. Like, who the fuck likes that game? Does anyone like that game? I never knew anyone that liked that game. That game was so fucking stupid, man. But anyways, this is Super Mario Bros. 3, so this is the much better game. And I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, this guy's playing. He's oh, here's the cool thing about this one. You get these stars at the end. Well, it's not just stars. You could also get like like the mushroom and the fire flower. And if you get 3 of them at the end, you get like a bunch of extra lives. So if you get all the stars, you'll get like you get like 5 lives, I think it is. I was never good at doing that. Like I could never get the same card every time, so I ended up just getting like maybe 2 mushrooms and a star or something. I never could get the right ones. Oh, and here's a secret he's doing right here, dudes. Like he is going up to this secret level, and this is like really cool. It's so cool, man. All the secrets in Super Mario Brothers 3, man. It's so cool. But yeah, like he's in the secret level, and you have all these coins you can get. And if you guys don't know, if you get 100 coins in Mario, you'll get a 1-up. And look at this secret spot he found up here. You can only get up there if you have this costume. Oh, that reminds me. That's what I was gonna talk about, guys. So in the previous Super Mario Brothers, you only had like the fire flower costume. So this is where this game improved on the original. You get this Tanuki suit. I don't know what a Tanuki is. I never heard of it before until Super Mario. You guys remember when this game came out? Like they kept showing the picture of Mario in this Tanuki suit, and everyone thought it was like a raccoon or something. And it's like, why is he able to fly as a raccoon? But I guess it's some weird thing in Japan. I don't know, man. It's so strange. Oh, and here you get the whistle. So the whistle's really cool. This isn't in the other games, man. So you get this whistle, and you can just warp to other levels. You can't do that in the other Super Mario Brothers. Like, this is something you can only do in the third one. Even Super Mario World, you can't really do this, which kind of sucks. I think World kind of is not as good as 3 because you just can't do as much. I think they focus too much on Yoshi in World, so to me, it just doesn't hold up as good as this one. And so you also have these auto-scrolling levels. This is another thing that makes this like one of the best NES games of all time. You have this auto-scrolling level, and it really, really puts your skills to the test, man. Like, you have to be really good in order to do this. And the great thing about this is that, you know, if you're not good at this, you can just skip this level. You don't even have to do it. And, you know, that's one of the brilliance of Mario Bros. 3. Like, you have like 100 levels, I think it is, and you can just skip about half of them if you want to. And it's so cool. There's so many secrets, like that 1-up right there. I mean, I knew about that since I was a kid. I don't know how many of you guys knew that was there, but I knew that was there when I was a kid. And yeah, this level, I hated this. I hated this level. Like, it used to get my anxiety just fucking skyrocketing. I had a hard time taking this. Alright, now he's at the end of the level, so you guys can see, like, he's about to, he's gonna try to get this last star. Yep, he got it. I can never do that, guys. I can never, ever get 3 of them. I can get, like, 2 of them, but I can never get 3 of them. That takes a lot of skill. The good thing is, you don't really need to get all that, like that. Oh, wow, there's a purple mushroom house. I never even seen that before. I wonder how he got that. But anyways, yeah, I can't do that, guys. Like, that is super hard. I don't know anyone who could do that. Like, even back then when we were kids, like, we used to tell each other, like, all the secrets and stuff that we could do in this game. And, you know, a lot of stuff was well known to us back then. But that was one of the great things about this game. And what really puts it at number 5 for me in this list is that all the secrets in this game, like, when this came out, you just told all your friends and just shared secrets with each other. I could never do this part either right here. I don't know how this guy's doing it. He must have some sort of hack going on or something that lets him win every time. But yeah, this game was insane when it came out. And I remember, like, when this came out, you know, they showed it in The Wizard. And The Wizard, you know, that movie, I actually just watched it the other day. The Wizard, it's kind of a slow burn of a movie, you know. You have these kids, and it's like they're walking for a long time, and the one kid doesn't really talk. I think he's supposed to be autistic or something, but they never call him autistic. You find out why later in the movie, why he acts that way, but I don't know. I feel like that kid kind of slows the movie down. It's really more about Fred Savage and the girl and their relationship. That's all a lot better. And then you have the other story with their older brother and the dad, and that stuff is pretty cool. I like the part where they're staying in the hotel room, and you know, the dad he's trying to sleep, and the son, he's like playing I forget what he's playing. I think it's the original Super Mario Brothers, and he's playing it on his NES that he brought to this hotel, and then he goes to sleep, And when he wakes up, he finds that his dad is playing the game, and his dad is like really into it, and it's just so cool. I wish my dad played video games, but he never really got into playing video games. I don't know why. He used to always tell me that his hands were too big for the controllers, but I don't get it. Like, I'm an adult now. I have adult-sized hands, and I can play them just fine. So I don't know what it was with my dad. I guess he just wasn't really into video games. He didn't care. My dad, he was more of a comic book guy, kind of, and he liked to draw a lot, so he would get a lot of comic books and kind of draw the pictures in there. He really liked stuff like Batman and X-Men, which is why I got into it to begin with. But yeah, there was a lot of other stuff that he liked too, like the Word Lord. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. That's a comic book series. It's like this dude, kind of like Conan. He's like mostly naked, just barely wearing anything. But my dad really liked it. It's not like my dad's gay or anything, but he really liked the Warlord, and it was just stuff like that. He would watch TV. He really loved Star Trek. And it's funny, whenever we were playing like Nintendo in the living room, because we didn't really have TVs in our rooms when we were kids, so we had to play in the living room. When my dad would come home from work, he just wanted to watch TV or watch movies or something, so that was pretty much it for us in playing video games. We had to unplug it and, let him put on whatever he wanted to watch. But sometimes, he would watch stuff that we wanted to watch. Like, we would watch the Ninja Turtles movie. That was really cool. He really liked the cartoons, like Batman cartoon, X-Men cartoon. We were watching that all the time. But man, when he would put on Star Trek, I fucking hated it. I hated Star Trek so much when I was a kid. And all right, so he's in this world now. Now this world, there's a part coming up where you kind of have to jump down. Now that part used to get me killed all the time when I was a kid. It's coming up right over here. And no, it's after this part. But you guys might know what I'm talking about if you played this. I mean, who hasn't played Mario Brothers 3? Come on. I'm sure we've all played it, right? I mean, that's why it's in the top 5. If no one played this game, obviously it would not be in the top 5. But yeah, there's like this part coming up. If this guy would ever fucking move from here. All right, here it is, right here. So you drop down right here. Making that jump right there when I was a kid, man, that was so hard. I had a hard time doing that, guys. I don't know why. Like, I just couldn't do it. And I guess it was hard for a lot of other kids too, because if you play the Game Boy Advance version, they put 2 blocks right there to make it easier. So yeah, I guess it was a lot harder than it looks. But trust me, guys, it's an easy game. I'm sure any of you can pick this game up right now and beat it. Oh, and if you guys are wondering, I am showing the All-Stars version of this game because I feel like the graphics are just better than the NES version. The NES version is kind of ugly, so yeah, I didn't want to show you guys that one. So this is the All-Stars version instead, just in case you guys were wondering why the graphics look better than you remember them being. That's the reason why. And if you don't know, the All-Stars version, it came out on Super Nintendo. And they had this thing back then. It was really cool. Like, you would just send a letter to Nintendo saying that you had a Super Nintendo, and they would just send you this game for free. It was really cool. Alright guys, so that'll do it for my top 5 NES games of all time, man. It's so hard for me to choose between these games because I love them all so much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my top 5. So thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe. Oh, and please become a member on my YouTube page. It's only $8 fucking dollars, guys. Only $8. That's it. And if you guys don't become a member on my channel, I'm gonna fucking put everything behind a paywall. Like all my old videos, all my old streams, I'm just gonna lock them up for members only. So if you guys want to watch that stuff, it's just $8, guys. That's it. It's just $8. Even my friend Toshin, he's able to afford $8, and that guy never has any money. So please get on that. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Bye.